godfather and son battle in Abuja? Or can we rely, can we take it as a rumor, sir? Please, we need you to clarify this issue.
Well, thank God that you raised a number of issues, but I think there are certain things we need to make clear. I'm sure that we're all well-schooled journalists here, that we both understand what we mean when we say somebody is a godfather. As at 1991, Senator Okowa was very much involved in politics. Before that time, he was already secretary to the then Eka local government. When Delta was created and the local government was split into two, Eka North East and Eka South, Senator Okowa chairman Eka South of Eka North East. At that moment, he had started climbing. At the turn of the century, when it was time for politicking, persons of like minds came together and felt that there was the need to change the status quo. Okowa, Ibori, James Manager, and a number of others came together and worked for the success of the then governorship aspirant, James Ibori, among many other aspirants, and he won. Will it be safe for anybody to see that relationship as a relationship between a godfather and a godson? I need us to be able to be guided. Having emerged, of course, the moment you become a governor, you become the leader of the team. It's just like, for instance, now, if Mike Ikogo comes here now, he's your leader because you have elected him as the chairman of NUJ. Is that not so? So can anybody wake up and say, Mike Ikogo is your godfather? You worked for him, he emerged, and before even he came into politics, before that time, I wouldn't know what political position the persons you are calling godfather, I don't know what political position he was holding. I've told you the two that Okowa was already holding. Is Tinubu the godfather of Buhari? Can anybody say that Tinubu is Buhari's godfather? But Tinubu worked very well for the success of Buhari. But Buhari, having emerged, became the leader, not only of the country, but of the party. And so when people use the word godfather, you begin to wonder, where are they coming from? We need to understand what a godfather. If you wake up and say somebody like Odili is Amichi's godfather, you will be right. Because first and foremost, he was working with him as his personal staff. He progressed, he assisted him to become a member of the House of Assembly. As he was leaving, he prepared him to become the governor until the K-leg story by Obasanjo came, and then later he got to court and reclaimed it. That one you can say this was his godfather, because he was the one who prepared him from beginning. But not a man who had forgotten that he was the local government chairman, who was already a strong force. And don't forget that Okowa was to become the deputy governor to Ibori that time, until the local politics in his local government made some other person to now push for another this, and then he ended up going to Aniagu